Hello and welcome to this Android development tutorial. This is part 11 on how to make a file manager application. In the previous tutorials we learned how to list files, how to add features like renaming and all of that. In this tutorial we will keep adding new features like one that enables us to move files around and all that useful stuff. Okay. If I run the app, right now I can see that it's working, and if I long click an item I can see that I have the delete and rename options enabled. Now I will create the option that will enable us to copy and paste the file. Okay, so for example we go to our layout1.xml file, and after the rename button, instead of v3 we will change its ID to copy, and we also will add text that will say copy. We will run the app to check that everything is working as we want. Okay, so we are compiling, we wait for the compilation to end, and we are going to see if it works or not. So Gradle will be running. We're waiting. Now it's compiling and sending the application. As you can see, right here we have the application. And if I long click an item, we now have the copy option in the bottom bar. Okay, so right now we're gonna access this button from our main activity.java file. Okay, so to do that we go to our onPause method, and after the rename button we just added in the previous tutorial, we will type final button copy button, and we will assign this to find view by ID r.id.copy. Okay, great. Now we will set a click listener, so we say copy button that set on click listener, new on click listener. Okay, and inside this listener we just created, we're gonna create our copying procedure. In order for us to do this a little bit easier, below the onResume method we will create a copy method, which will be private void copy, and as parameters we will pass two files. The first one will be the source file, and the second one will be the destination file that will enable us to copy. Okay, great. To be able to copy we have to create an input stream right now. So we're going to say input stream in, for example, and we will assign this to new file input stream, because we're going to read a file, then we're going to write a file. Since we already have the permissions, we don't have to ask for them again. Here we have a warning, which is about an exception that can occur. So this tells us to try and catch. We just do that, and we continue writing our copy method. After we open the input stream right here, we're gonna open our output stream. So we're gonna say output stream out, and we will assign this to new file output stream. And sorry, I did an error right here. And input is of course source, so input stream we pass the source parameter, and on the output stream we pass the destination parameter. Okay, so great. Now we will create a buffer right here, which will be a byte array. We will call it buff, we will assign that to new byte array of size 1024. Okay, great. Now we're gonna create an int that will enable us to know how long is the file, which we'll call just length, which means length actually. Okay, so now we will say to keep reading the file while there's nothing left to read. To do that, we're gonna go and type while len. So we first load the len value, which is the input stream, so in that read buffer. We are reading stuff to the buffer, and this returns the amount of bytes we read from the buffer. And outside the other parentheses, we check while this number is greater than 0. Okay, while this number is greater than 0, we will say we will write a file, which will be out.write, and here we will write the buffer, which is buff. We will pass the of 0, which is just a flag, we don't really care right now, and the length will be len. Okay, so as you can see, we're passing these values, and if we go and hover the mouse over the read function right here we are calling, we have an unhandled exception. So we're gonna say add catch clauses, and we have fixed it. Okay, so after we do all of these, after these two catches blocks right here, we will close the input and output stream. So we're going to say out.close. Out.close. We are not accessing this, so this will have to be done inside the try block right here. So out.close, and below that in.close, because we're closing our streams right now. So now we have copied, we know how to copy one file from a source to its destination. Okay, in order for us to test this, we go to the copy button on click method on the listener we just set previously. We will call the function of the file. So when we copy button, like the same way in which we select these, when we rename the when we rename the file previously, we basically, what we did was we get the rename path, and rename path was using kind of selected in item index and get absolute path. We will use these again, so we will copy these final the string rename path just to test that the copy method is working. So we're going to paste that right here, and instead of rename path, we of course will change and rename that to copy path. Okay, so this will work only when we select one file. So now here string has the file of the path we want to rename, and the destination of the path we want to kind of put the file into. We have to do it in a different way. Now, if we remember the architecture of our application, we know that the files right here, what this contains is the current displayed ones. So this won't be, this is useful to get the current path, because, okay, so imagine now I click on copy. Okay, the time I click on copy, this will get this file name right here in this path, and we'll save it. So this is what copy path is doing, okay, right here. Okay, so now we have saved the path of the file we want to copy, and then we have to unselect the this stuff right here. To unselect these, the selection, we have to go and say selection equals new boolean files that length. Okay, and we go and say text adapter 1 dot set selection to selection. Okay, so now we know the current path and we know the selection. Okay, so we now pressed on the copy and we copied and save the file, right? But now we have to access this path from outside this method because we want to access it from the paste method. In order to do that, we will create a global variable which will be called copy path. Okay, so we go right here and create a string, private string copy path, so we can access that path from another method, in this case the paste method. Okay, so we are right here and copy path is to the path of the file we want to copy. We save that path and we have to set a flag somehow, or not really. What do I mean with this? Well, first, when a user clicks on copy, so imagine I click on copy right here, then I should hide the copy button. Okay, I should hide the copy button and show a paste button. Okay, when I do it, I have to show a paste button. So I go to layout 1, okay, and I will use B4 to create the paste action. So this will be paste, okay, paste, and as text we will have paste too. But since this won't be visible as default, we will change its visibility. So we go visibility gone. Okay, so now if we go back here after we set the selection, we're gonna set the visibility to visible of the paste button. So we're gonna say find view by id r.id.paste, and we go and say dot set visibility visible. Oops, visibility visible. Okay, great. Now we are ready to create and to access our paste button from code. To do that, we go and say final button paste button, and we will say to assign this to find view by id r.id.paste. Okay, and we'll set the click listener. Of course, we say paste button that set on click listener and new on click listener, and inside this we want to paste the file we just copied. So to do that, when the button is clicked, we will first hide the paste button. So we can go say paste button that set visibility gone. Okay, so hide the paste button, and we have to actually paste the file we just copied. Okay, so we're gonna call our copy method. So we'll say copy, and the source will be, of course, new file copy path. Okay, and the destination will be the new destination, kind of the destination path, which will be the current directory plus the name of the file. Okay, so we're gonna create a string that will specify the destination path, and this string, we can make this smaller by just saying dst path. Okay, and this will be the we have to create a substring of copy path, so it will be copy path that substring 0, and the end index will be copy path oops, okay, let me see, copy path that last index of, and the last index of a forward slash. Okay, so we are basically getting the destination path, which is not that accurate, I think. What I should do instead is not start from 0 and just do this copy path right here. And before that, I have to get the current directory. So dest path will be equal to current path plus copy path substring and all of this. But here we may want to add a forward slash to specify this is a file. Okay, so inside double quote we add a forward slash. So we have the current path, which is the path in which the paste button is tapped. Okay, substring copy path last index of, which of a forward slash, which means basically copy everything that is after the forward slash. Is that correct? I hope so. So now we're gonna go and say the other parameter will be new file dst path. And after we copy these, we have to update the adapter. So we're gonna say, how do we update the adapter? So how did we update it? Here, okay, we call refresh button and we set selection, which we don't really need. So we only call refresh. So we're gonna say refresh button dot call on click. And now we will run the app to check if it works or not. Okay, now it's compiling and will be sent to the emulator. Okay, now here on the emulator we will long click one file and click on copy. Now we will go back one folder. Oops, something happened there. Well, we have an error there, so it's gonna let's run again and do it a bit differently. Okay, so we will long click a file and press and copy. Okay, now here we will create a new folder that we will be new folder. Okay, and something happens, something is not okay with our application. We will check the logcat to figure out what it is. So we go to logcat and inside here we look for errors. We can find here that we have index out of bounds exception and main activity.java right here in the line 374 in this case. So this is, let's see what this is, 374. So the position here is greater than the selection, which is, okay, so the position of this thing is greater than selection. Okay. How can we fix this problem? Let me see. I think it is caused because we are not refreshing as we should. So how do we refresh these? Well, if we go and search for our refresh button we created in a previous tutorial, we list the new files and we clear them. Okay. So let me see. We will go to, what was the line of the error? Okay, let me see. It was 374. So we'll go to line 374 and try to make a quick fix there. 374 right here. Okay, so here what we will do here is if selection is different than null. Okay, let me see what's going on here. We will have to check what piece of the code we're using is causing this. Okay, so it's very likely that the last action we did about the copy functionality is causing this to happen. Okay, so maybe we won't set the selection here. Okay, we won't set the selection right here. We will comment this line and we will just go and run the app to see if it still crashes, because I think that is the problem. Okay, so we comment these two lines and we go here and long click a file, press on copy, go back one, which works, and we will press paste and it crashes. But maybe now it's actually the problem related to our functionality. So we will go and check what is the problem this time. And here we have, let me see, again, an index out of bounds exception. Okay, let me see what's going on here. It's the same line, so we're having the same error right here. How can we fix this error? The problem here is that selection size is not what we need, you know. So when we are going back to our folder, or when we press the back button, okay, when we press the back button and something is not working fine. So right here, when we press the back button, something is not working as we need it to work. So to fix this, we're gonna say and set, after we refresh these, we will say selection equals new files that length. Is that okay? Well, I hope. Okay, new files that length, and here we're gonna say text adapter 1 that set selection to selection right here, and now we will check if it works better now. Okay, so if at least it doesn't crash. So we have a compilation error and we have an identifier expected right here. Oh, we have to say new boolean right here, and we run the app and we'll check if everything works fine right now. Let's see if everything works fine. We long click here, we go back, and it's the selection is gone, which is great. We have fixed at least that error. But we also have to fix the error if we go inside the directory. So we also have to fix on the on-item click listener right here. We also have to set selection as we did right here. So we copy this right here, and after we call refresh button, we always should call selection set selection. Now we're gonna run the app again to see if everything works as we expect. Okay, so we're running it again. We go long click, we go back, and it's unselected. We long click this, we go inside this, and nothing is selected. We will select this, we go inside download, and nothing is selected. Okay, now it is working great, but now we have to change a little bit our copy functionality in order for us to make it work with this new fix we just made. Okay, so now just if we want to test this, we will run the app again and see if the copy functionality works or not. So we will long click an item, we go and say copy, we're gonna go back, and we will see if this will be pasted right here. and it crashes. Okay, so now we're gonna check what is the problem here. Is it still the same problem? Let's see if the same problem is occurring. Okay, what's going on? And yes, we have another, the problem is still persisting, but that's because our copy method is not working fine. To make it work fine, we're gonna rewrite it. Okay, our copy button actually right here. So when we go and say copy path, which will be the current path, we will check if we are getting the right path. To do that, we will log this. So log that d, and we will pass a parameter like just testing, for example, just testing right here. So we are debugging right here, and copy path. So this should be called when we press the copy button. So we're gonna run the app, and when we'll press the copy button, and we will check on the logcat what happens. So we will open logcat actually right here. Okay, open logcat, and we will switch from error to debug. And right here we will type testing. It was okay, just test for now. And here we will long click on something in the emulator and press on copy, and go back to the Android Studio file, and we have here our directory, which is imglights.jpg, which is JPG, and which is correct. So we have tested that this is working fine. Okay, so let me see where we were. So we're right here, and now we know that this is working fine, so we don't have to log this. So we know that this is working great. Now we have the current path, we have the copy path, and we save that path. Great. And now we set the visibility here. We set the visibility here, and we have to clear the selection as we did previously. Okay, so we're gonna say, so we will uncomment these two lines right here, and we are clearing the selection of this, and we are showing the paste button. And here on the paste button, we have to get the destination path. So now we will log actually the destination path right here. Okay, so I will comment these two lines right here, and we will log the destination path. Okay, so log that d, and again here we're gonna say test and dst path to see if it's working as we expect. Okay, so we will run the app again to check if the destination path is working or not. So we long click here, click copy, go back, and we will click and paste, and we will check if the destination path is the one we need, which is storage emulator 0. As you can see right here, we have two. So here we have an error because we only need one of these things. So we have to fix that, of course. And to fix that, we have to save, and when we paste these, so here when we calculate the destination path, we don't need to add these right here, so we will just delete it. And now we will run it again and check if now the destination path is correct. Okay, so here we go, and we will copy these. We go back to the previous directory, we will paste, we go to the IDE and open logcat and check, and now you can see that we don't have double /, which is great. Now that's working great right now. And after we know this, we do this, we have to copy these right here. So we will copy, we will uncomment just this copy line, which is the copy path, which is the source, and the destination. We will run the app again to check if it works fine. Okay, we're running the app. We will copy this photo with a large name, copy. We go B to back, and we will paste it here, and we will refresh. We use the R button, and something is not working. Okay, we have to fix this, of course. Okay, we have to fix this. I think this will be the same error we experimented previously, so we're gonna figure out what's going on. Let's just check. And okay, let me see what's going on here. And yes, we have the index, and this thing is not correctly. The error, in order for you to understand, is the following. So we have different number of elements and different number of selection things. So if we go and check the error line 380 right here, the selection is not that big as we need it to be. Why is selection not that big? Well, because we are not updating it correctly. So the update method is not working correctly. So what we will do here is we will go to our copy procedure right here, and we will, instead of call a refresh button, after we copy, we have to set the new selection. So we're gonna say selection. We have to set the new directory actually. So this is what is missing here. So directory will be current new file, if you want, new file, current path, and list files. Is that correct or not? I mean, okay, let me see. Files, this is not there. It will be files, will be file, new current path, list files. Okay, and here we have to say selection, new, boolean, and files dot length. And after this we will say text adapter 1 that set selection, and we will set this to selection, and hopefully it will work now. Okay, let's see if it works, because we are updating the path. Okay, so we go and long click on these rows, or maybe on this download that JPEG, copy, go back, paste, and we will add refresh, and now we have our download.jpg. We have fixed now our problem, and we are able to copy and paste our files. Next video we will fix even more things, and I hope you enjoy it, and I see you in the next one. Bye.